What's up, everybody? It is Techno, and we are back once again. Welcome to episode 2 of my level request series here on my YouTube channel. Last video went absolutely insane. Got up to 1,000 views in just a few days for no purpose at all. But we're going to be going straight into the next video here. And I did get a lot of requests in that Google form that I had linked in the description. It will be linked once again for this video, so you can submit your levels to be reviewed or given feedback, as I will be today. We have 18 levels, which honestly isn't too bad for a YouTube video that I posted. So we're going to grab an RNG and we're going to be playing through maybe 8 or so today. I think I'd be comfortable with. But let's get straight into this, guys. We will wait no longer, and let's see which level will be the first that we'll be doing. Alright, we have Purple Atmosphere by Incon. I think I've played this. I don't remember where I saw it. I don't have it in a folder. I might actually just check this one out, because I don't have a practice run either, so I didn't seem to fully complete it. So we'll dive into this one. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I like the radial blur usage on the actual structures and the portals themselves. I think separating it from the player was a pretty good idea, just to not cause any problems with visibility or sight reading. So I do enjoy that. I don't know how I feel about... It does feel a bit empty, so I think there could be some more visuals here, just to compensate with some of the other designs. I like the subtle pulses, though. I do think the vibe and the aesthetic itself is actually pretty well introduced. I also think some more variation would be nice. It does seem a bit samey, so experimenting a bit more with some different styles, maybe in the same color palette as well, or theming, would be really nice. But it does seem really repetitive, and I would like to see a bit more. I'm very curious to see what else you can do with this style. So, I don't know, it might be too simple for a rate for me at its current state, but this is pretty nice. I'll for sure leave a comment on this. But as for getting rated at the moment, I think it's important to introduce a bit more variation in there, get some more, maybe some more filling, and definitely some more backgrounds, because it seemed like there was a lot lacking aside from a couple of particles here and there. But I mean, I really like the ideas. I think it's really neat overall, but just needs a little more. Alright, I have left my comment there. We'll be moving straight on to the next level. And I will once again roll in RNG, and we can see what we have here to play. So let me do that. Alright, Dank by Pacifics, or I think that's how that is pronounced. Danke? Danku. I am acquainted or friends with Pacifics. I won't say friends. We haven't chatted the most, but definitely acquainted for sure. We've chatted quite a bit, especially in my earlier time beginning as a streamer, or more of a streamer this year, I'd say. Because I did stream a few years back when I started streaming. Took a good break for a couple of years, but this year's definitely been my comeback year. Okay. I do think, in all honesty, this block design is a bit more advanced than Pacific's previous works. Oh, that was a really weird, I don't know if that was the game or if that was on my end. That may have been my end. I was gonna say, I really think Pacifics has advanced a bit more in their block designs with this one. I've seen a lot of their other works, and personally, I'm gonna give it some time to advance, but I really like those, the first block designs there. One thing I do think they need to work a bit more on would be maybe some more complex structuring, because it is quite blocky, and there's a lot of areas where the ground spikes seem a bit too ample, in my opinion. Like areas like this, there's not much compensating on the roof, and there's just a lot of ground spikes there. It seems like it's a bit much, and it does feel like it could use a bit more filling because of that. But that can be improved as time as well. I like the shader use and the pulses for the song representation. This gameplay is pretty nice as well. I don't really have any complaints as far as playability goes. Really just the structuring could use a bit more work, and maybe a bit more pulses in this last part. This does seem a bit more downgraded from the rest of the level, I won't lie. I really do appreciate what's here, though. I think I do think it could have a lot more in terms of some more visuals to compensate with the intensity. That last part did drop in quality. It seemed to have a lot less air deco and pulses as a whole. So maybe keeping things consistent as the level progresses, I find incredibly important. I think the biggest issue for me would be the emptiness between the structures and the structures themselves, because as I had mentioned, they're a bit blocky, and maybe I'd like to see a bit more just complexity to them, a bit more interesting structures than just the large blocks or rectangle types. And a bit more on ground spike decoration as well, because it did seem a bit simple and maybe a bit overused as well. It did seem like it was a bit much at points. But overall, I could probably get by this being a rate. I think it would be rate worthy in my eyes regardless. But I would like to see a bit more consistency for sure, because that ending really kind of got me a bit underwhelmed there. Alright, so we will move straight on to the next level. Let me pull back up the RNG and see what the lucky number is gonna be. Alright, we got a level by Xerax, and that is Retray. That is exactly what I wanted. Apparently I have played this as well. I don't remember playing this though. So it may have been a lengthened period, like a while ago. I didn't leave a comment too. So I will actually go into this. Okay, I don't remember this at all. When did I... Okay, I think a bit more easing on that movement would be a bit nice. It did seem like it was quite fast at that one robot transition, but we have a simple, more of a Rob Pixel style here. I do think the camera movements are probably my biggest issue right now. Oh, one thing I wanted to point out as well, you could see the top section of the level when we went to the ball transition there, and the bottom as well. It just makes it look a bit unfinished, so I think finishing your borders would be a good move. It just helps make things look a lot more finished in the end, and a lot more polished. I don't have anything to say. See, up there was another example of it. I don't have anything much to say on the gameplay. I'm quite enjoying this. I do just think a bit more polishing on some of the designs and visuals itself, as well as those camera movements would be pretty cool. But I think conceptually, it is really cool in itself. I really do like the ideas that are presented here, and I think as a whole, this leads to a lot of potential as a creator. I'm unsure if I'd send it in its current state, because I could see a bit more polishing and a bit better execution, as I was saying on a few of the things. I mean, altogether, this has a lot of potential. This definitely isn't bad at all. I really like what this had to offer. Alright, so let's see what we have next here. Alright, Yes by, Peely? Peely? That's not Peely, it's not two E's. What? Okay, I'm not gonna bother reading anymore. We're gonna play this level. It's requested 4 stars, but it is rated insane. So let's see what we have here. Okay, there wasn't much, as far as the science goes, but I could tell it's definitely a preview. Let me see what this gameplay is looking like. Okay. I'm actually really liking the synchronization. Oh my god, that was not a word. Synchronization. Holy. I need to go to bed. That was bad. I really like the synchronization. I do think the structuring could use a bit work with some of that, but I'm really enjoying a lot of the gameplay itself. It does seem a bit, like I said, basic structurally. It does seem like a lot of saw blade spam as well, so maybe less abuse on that. I enjoyed that. That was actually pretty fun. I want to see that first design that was there. Okay, it is a bit hard to determine anything off that. There is a missing glow pieces in a few areas, but I think once it actually gets decorated with some more, you know, a color scheme, some backgrounds, get the ground deco, air deco, other stuff like that, it's a bit hard to tell off a few objects, but gameplay-wise, as I was saying, I did certainly enjoy it. Just work a bit more in structuring, because it seemed a bit too open at points and a bit unclear fully on what you should do. I say that mostly in the aspect of the saw spam parts. It just seemed like there was a lot of opportunity for, I guess, a lot of opportunity for failure when, you know, it seemed like it should be more of a obvious path. I guess that's a way to describe it. I don't know. I actually really, I like that. All right, let's get the next one here. All right, The Player Sunshine by Biolo. Tessa Violet Just Right. Fire Song. Let's see what this is cooking. What is this? Wait, what? It's okay. I may skip this since it is more of a joke level, but okay. Alright. We have a level by placeholder Nam Mobil. There's actually a YouTube video for this one, so I'm gonna sit back and watch. I'll be pausing that video at points that I think it would work best, obviously, to review, so let's get this pulled up here. Alright, let's do this, and let's watch this. Okay, so it does seem like it is an every end derivative, so I don't know how I feel on the decoration, since it will be mostly 1.0 based, and personally I don't know how I feel about 1.0 decoration unless it is. I like 1.0 decoration if it has more of a unique and personal take on it. I think basic 1.0 deco, obviously for a rate, I don't know if that should be a thing, but I really like the submissions to the Purist contests recently, as well as some of the more unique and really fun 1.0 levels. I think this does, unfortunately lack some sort of more of a theme. I noticed the first segment had a lot more basic takes to the memory than what it does now. It does seem to be switching the styling a lot, even with the 1.0 deco, and I wish it had more of one decoration scheme that I could stick to. I'm unsure how to feel about the gameplay, because obviously I'd have to learn it myself to actually complete it, but it seems like it definitely is more carried on the memory. The non-memory segments seem a lot easier than everything else that's here. I do wish there was some more, just some more styling to the deco, because as I was saying, it is a bit basic. As far as the rate goes, I would not really do anything with this, but I really do like the ideas. And honestly, the gameplay does look pretty fun for what it is. It does just look really learny, and obviously for an older, like, memory kind of styled level. I like it. It's just, like I said, just a bit too basic for me, but overall, I think as a level it is very well put together. Just needs a bit of more of a set theme, in my opinion, because it did seem to stray away a lot in different styles, older styles. I think it's sort of more meant to do that, but it could have been a bit better executed, in my opinion. Just a bit more designs to be of a rate there. But let's see what we have next. Red Nightmare by Malblor, I think I said, or Malblor, so we'll check this out. Okay, so Fire Aura right off the bat. It's an excellent song choice. And it does seem there's a bit of memory here, so let me get through this. Right off the bat, I will say it does seem to lack a bit more of a background. The background is quite static. It does seem to just be glow pieces thrown around. I do like the shading, but I think there could be just a bit more to add to everything there. I'm a bit confused on... Okay, so you're supposed to be, okay. I do wish there was a bit more indication on maybe some of the gameplay, but I can also tell this is meant to be, memory. So actually, I can read a lot of this, thankfully, because the differences in the fake and normal spikes is actually pretty obvious, so... But maybe a bit more indication, because this was not requested for a demon. Oh! I can show you the world. Overall, though, I think difficulty-wise, it is quite readable. Maybe I'm just nitpicking at that. But design-wise, as I was saying, it does seem a bit basic. Could use a bit more, structurally in the backgrounds. Some are going for song intensity as well. The song is definitely more built for a faster pace, so some speed changes would be pretty cool to see. But I really like the ideas here. I do think this has a lot of cool concepts, and if it could be just a bit better executed, it could be a lot nicer in my eyes. But really nice ideas. That's pretty cool. Next level! Ascension by X Hippo. Or Hypo. 5 years old. Okay, I got a level from 2021. This might be interesting. So let's just jump right into it. I won't wait. What? Dark Inside Light by Venom is our next one. So let's see what we have here. Okay. I got some shade triggers. Wait, did they just drop people in the... What was that? Alright. Okay. It does seem this creator is getting pretty early on into their building. And one thing I do want to say, and one thing I say to a lot of new builders, that sounds, I mean, ultimately cliche, is to just keep building. Really find a style, play a bunch of levels, build a bunch of levels as well, and really just build on the style you like. Make it your own. And it always happens when trying to replicate a style, whenever you have faults. That's kind of how you get your own style built up, by, you know, adding your own things to a specific style, or just experiment around, mess around with things. But it's definitely important you keep building. Build stuff that you'll never release, even, that you get to see, and even just, you know, delete stuff that you want to. I mean, whatever. Build for the love of it. I definitely think enjoying what you're making, as well as just enjoying building altogether, is incredibly important for being a creator. Alright, we have CocoChad by Tins Nuts. Let's see what we have here. It's been sent a couple of times, so let's just jump straight into this. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I really like that transition. I really like the styling. Very nice synchronization with the gameplay as well. Okay. I really don't have much to say here. I'm really enjoying a lot of this. I think sight reading is a bit difficult at times from some cluttering, but I mean, as a whole, it is quite readable, and I'm finding a lot of enjoyment in this gameplay. I do really like this. I think maybe some of these ground spikes can be a bit more varied. It does seem a bit too thin of a corridor, almost. I don't know. It does just feel like there could be a bit more in this segment for intensity, as compared to the other parts. So maybe just a lack of consistency among some of them, but honestly, I love this. I really enjoy that. I do think, as a whole, working on the consistency between the parts would be the most important thing. I think it might be a rate or a feature for me. I really like some of the designs, but just a bit more consistency. The gameplay was really nice, though. Honestly, altogether, I really don't have a problem with anything here. I think there's a lot of potential from everyone that participated in this as a whole, and I honestly quite enjoyed it. I don't know how this isn't rated yet after 2 years, so that is a bit unfortunate, but I really hope it does get a rate here soon. 8-Bit Symphony by Chasm, and this may be the last level for today, actually. So let's see what we have here. I think this is a layout. Yes, but that's perfectly fine. Let me see what this has. Let me see what this has to offer. That's awesome. I know Chaikin is quite large in the rated layouts community, and I can definitely tell from this work as well. I really like how well structured this is. I think the glow on the indicators is a good touch as well. It helps with visibility, and with the orbs and the portals too. I had to point out if I'm going to be pointing it out on the indicators. Pretty nice gameplay sync with the pads as well. Ooh, okay, I love this visual effect. Okay, for a layout, this is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. This is quite nice. I'm really enjoying this. Ooh, okay. I really like the structuring. What? That is really unique. What the heck? It works quite well, too. That actually works really well. Okay. We got some separate screen type stuff. That's awesome. Okay, that transition's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. All of this is actually really nice. Okay, I think for a layout, that's probably one of the better layouts that I've seen, at least in recent time. Obviously, too simple for a rate, but I think as far as... I can't say anything on the rated layouts would go, but this is for sure a feature or an epic among that aspect of things. I really like this, though. It was really well put together structurally, gameplay-wise. The sync was honestly really nice with the slopes and the paths, as well as just the clicks in general. The click sync was very enjoyable. I found every transition really playable, too. I had no problems with any bugs, any imbalancing, really anything here. I quite like this. But that might conclude it for the second episode here. You can continue to submit using the form I will link in the description to be played in a video such as this. Or, I mean, if there aren't enough levels at any point in the form, I may take some from my Discord server as well to play, which you can join in the description as well. Go join the Crystal Chasm. We just put in a new request system that we will be doing here weekly, opening requests. So, hopefully that works to everyone's convenience, and it definitely works to my own. own. But I hope you guys enjoyed. This one was definitely be a little shorter. We had some different stuff to play today. Some more layouts and honestly, some new creators. I'm actually really excited about. I'm glad I got to see some new creators today. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Bye.